Going again today, guys. On an average year, we get around about 1,000 millimetres of rain that falls across the Arnhem Land Plateau. It's probably comparable to somewhere like Cairns, I guess, but it's different for a couple of reasons. Different because it generally falls in a shorter period of time, the bulk of it in a cyclone that turned into a rain depression as it crossed the coast, dumped another massive amount of water on a plateau that was already saturated, so that water had nowhere to go but down through this river system. So that saw a rise in water levels of around about 14.5, 15 metres here in the second gorge. That equated to around about 22 metres once it got to the Katherine Bridge. So to give you some idea, that boat up ahead of us, there's a big tree directly above it. It was up in amongst the bottom branches of that tree. So that doesn't seem like a huge amount of... It's got a photo album full of photos from the 2006 floods. So not as wild and woolly as those 1998 ones, but would certainly give you some idea. The boat went down to the local bottle tied up at the front, waded in through the murky water. On their way out, they were confronted by another very large and angry-looking crocodile, so those guys had to wait in there for the police to come and rescue them. It would have been a pretty embarrassing way to make the local paper, I think. So stories like that, they certainly come with any bigger. Strangely enough, it's about the size of a box of beer, so it's a good measure to take with you when you go fishing. So guys, this is a good little spot for me to talk about the geology of the place before we head back to that mooring point. I usually like to ask before launching into this one whether there are actually any geologists on board. So that's sort of geology as I understand it in layman's terms, but
Over 2000. 2000.